Hey guys, Chet here. So, I've been doing a lot of research. I see on Google and YouTube a lot of people are looking for beginner drones. So, I'm going to do this little video to kind of help some people out and try to make it as short as I can. So, here's the box. I got it from Ollie's. I don't know if you can see the price there. Okay, so now that I got the camera fixed, guys, you can actually see the price and you can read everything correctly. User friendly and designed for beginner. It will take photos, record video, it uses Wi-Fi, headless 6-axis, altitude hold, 1 key landing, and 360 foot. And then it kind of gives you this like cartoonish little controller, which is actually what it looks like if you decide to use the phone to control the drone, and then that's your controller. I will just tell you that at the end of the video you'll see why I'm doing this, because right here in this bag is about $700 and some worth of equipment and a drone. It's the Mini Mavic 2, sorry, and I'll also show you parts of that and explain how this one operates compared to how this one operates. So here we have the drone that is the quadcopter from Vistatech. So we'll get this folded out. The arms sometimes stick. It's very kind of like cheaply made, but it almost looks like the Mini Mav 2. And I'll even take my Mini Mav out and show you side by side. You get to see all the goodies there. All kinds. So here's the Mini Mav 2. Comes with a strap to hold all your blades in place. Set that aside. Fold it for you. Okay, so the top arms fold out first. And instead of the bottom folding back and out, they actually fold kind of down and out. I don't know how I can get this with one hand. Let's see if I can do it. I guess I'll kind of give it a head start. See how it's kind of like this, and it folds out just like that. Do the same with the other, and then you have your Mini Mav 2. $40, $599 base price. That's without the refresh, care, and fly more combo, which I purchased. So I'm gonna set that aside and get back to this quadcopter. Here is the controller. Pretty simple. I mean, a bunch of arrows. There's an instruction booklet that basically comes with it, and it tells you pretty simple. It shows you all the parts. There's blade guards it comes with. They're in a bag here. You get a couple extra blades, 4 guards to guard your blades in case you crash, and a screwdriver to change those blades. And you also have 1 battery. I'm going to tell you this battery takes, it says about 150 minutes to charge. It only took me a little less than an hour. And here's the downfall. You got about 7 minutes of flight time. 7. So if you're going to have fun, Better have it fun fast. Okay. So if you open this package up and you're new to drones, it's going to explain what's in the package. It shows about your pre-flight preparation. You know, where not to fly, about power lines, weather, so and so. It shows about the guards, and it also shows how to change the blades. And then it shows you how to properly install the battery and pull the battery out. And also charging, which you don't have to charge to the computer. I charge right. It's mini USB to an outlet. And then basically the controller options. So if you look at the controller, you have, let's see, one is antennas. That's these little plastic things. So, number 2, left side fly tuning. Number 2 shows this button. Okay, so that's for whenever you fly the aircraft up in the air, you're going to use this joystick to make it go this way, forward, or back. Now, when you first fly it, you will push up, the aircraft will lift up, and when you let go, it'll hover in place wherever you let it stop. Now, if the aircraft is starting to veer to the left, we'll come over here and hit the tuning button and keep tapping it to the right until the aircraft stops moving left. If the aircraft's moving right, you'll come over here and do tap, 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 tap until it stops moving that opposite direction. These buttons, I'm just going to explain them real fast because I already know. This is auto takeoff and auto land. So when you push the button, the aircraft will instantly take off the ground at a certain footage, and then this one will just automatically land it. This is your basic power button, and then this is your forward tuning. So if your drone is moving backwards on its own, you will tap, 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 tap until the drone stops moving backwards and stays in place. If it's moving forward, tap, 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 tap until it stops moving forward. And then you have the part that holds the phone. That's at the bottom of the controller. And on the top is your other controllers. This is for speed, high and low speed. This is your head or headless, so it knows north, south, east, or west, or if you don't want it to know that. This button is what they call a complete calibration button. It's supposed to calibrate the aircraft perfectly before takeoff. I've pressed it many times, and I still have had to do the tuning. And sometimes, I should say most likely, the tuning, I never can get it to hover in one spot. And then, it can do a 360 roll. I've never tried. I was actually too scared to try it. So, and I'm also using my son's phone because I gave this to him to play with since I got mine. And I will next show you, try to get a video of the drone actually starting to fly, get it up in the air, and show you how it works. Also, before I end this part of the clip, to fly it with your phone, and you don't have to fly the drone with a phone. You can actually just fly it in sight with no phone at all. And to connect the drone, you just hold the power button on this one time. You don't even have to hold it, actually. You just push it once. And on the drone, well, with the battery in, slide it in with these little grips up. Flip it over. That's your power button. You hold that. So your controller is on. I don't know if you can see that blue blinking light. To link the drone and the controller, I think it's an up or down. It's been a little while. You go up once, down twice. It is now linked. So if I were to start it and push the joystick up, it actually starts the rotors. Or motors, should I say. If I hold down on the joystick, it shuts it off. So I'm going to power it back off by holding it. You see the blue lights go out. And just push the button once on the controller. The lights are out. Okay. The app that you would want to download if you want to fly also using the mobile device for your video. It's on the other side of the page, and obviously this shows you controls, how to move, which stick moves what, so on and forth. Obviously your left stick, like I said, this is up, and when you let go, the drone will stop elevating or ascending. You push up again, it'll ascend some more, and when you let go, it stops ascending. It'll stay in place in the sky other than moving around, which you're going to sit and fiddle with this. I'm telling you, you will. If you want to come down, you hold down until it comes all the way down, or if you want to come down just a little bit, you just push it down and then let it go and stop. So it lets you scan a QR code to get the app. It's called HFun_drone. And then you get a screen like this that will show up on your phone. Now, as you can see, please turn off the drone and Wi-Fi function on your smart device. Make sure that the app on your smart device is closed completely. Redo the step above if the connection is not a success. Basically, that's saying if you did not connect, just do it again. So, you have to go into your Wi-Fi, and it shows up as this right here. And that's on your phone. So you will disconnect from your regular Wi-Fi, home Wi-Fi, and you will connect to this. And when you connect to this, you're actually connecting to this, which will give you your video feed. And then if you want to fly, these are all the instructions that come with it that tells you all the buttons. Basically, if you want to fly on screen, and I don't recommend using Wi-Fi to fly, I use the controller because with Wi-Fi, you have a limited range and also a delay. So if I go and I push my digital thumbstick left up, it might take about 2 or 3 seconds for my drone to finally realize, hey, go up. So it's pretty generic, but easy to understand. You know, I don't fly this. Fly with the controller, use the video feed. There will be options up here for recording when you fly. Now, I can't really say that it's a bad drone. I mean, it's a fun little drone for 7 minutes of flight. Sometimes I only get about 5 out of it. But the thing about it is, you see this right here? That's your camera. And on drones, you have a gimbal, and that's the name of it. So you move this up or down manually for the angle that you want the camera to see. So if you have it like this, it's looking like straight down the ground. Push it up, it's kind of looking more straightforward. You cannot control or move this with this drone while it's in the air. So you have to preset where you want it and kind of deal with it. So I will do a quick flight. I will add that to this clip, and then after that I will go to the Mini 2, which I am excited about because that's going to be the fun part, and it's also going to show you what drone is actually better for beginners. For beginners. And I'm not saying that this drone over here, this Mavic 2 or Mini Mav 2, is just a beginner drone. It actually is also used for a lot of professional shots. A lot of professionals use this drone, and it's also where is it? It's on the other side. It's made by DJI, and it's under 249 grams. So if it was 250, you would have to actually register it with the FAA for $5 and have a, you know, a license plate number like taped to the side or some kind of stuff like that. So I will get to the next part of the video by showing you the flight of this drone. Alright guys, so I'm back. I got everything ready to go. Again, before, like I showed you, you'll start the drone up. I don't know if you can see it on the camera there. You hold the button in, that will light. Set it down somewhere where it won't hit too many weeds. And then on your controller, push that button once. And then to link, up one, down one. Now we're linked to the aircraft. Now for the phone, basically, and it's kind of a little irritating, you gotta kind of squeeze in there and then not push your power button accidentally to shut your phone off while you're flying. So we're gonna go to apps, and we're gonna go to, I don't know if you can see it, HFun Drone. But we're also gonna make sure that we have connection Wi-Fi. So we want to hold the Wi-Fi button. It's right here. Connect. It'll say connected, no internet, but that's all it's gonna say. So you exit, get back out, tap for options Wi-Fi. Okay, that's what we want. This network has no internet access. Stay connected. Yes, you're gonna hit yes. That's the window we wanted. So go back to HFun Drone and hit start. Now you see grass. Okay. Alright, remember what I told you guys about the tuning and stuff? So I'm getting a little bit of help from my son to film because it was too hard to do. But okay, hold that. Alright, we don't know what happened. I think I lost space during that. So wherever I was, sorry. So here we have the screen. The camera's facing where it is. I am linked and I am going to fly. So go ahead and try and get me in here. I am going to start the rotors. Oh, or I lost connection. 1, 2. Oh, nope. Good for beginners, huh? Turn it off. Turn it back on. How about just let's shoot it from my table? I think it'll come off the table. Alright. Are you ready? Let's see. Rotor started. It is in the air. I am already almost wrecking. As you see, if you see the controller, I have to keep moving the stick. And if he points to the camera at the drone, you can see how much it wants to just move all over the place. And I got to counter it. So literally, I cannot fine tune it. So it seems to want to move forward. So I'm going to keep tapping back. Okay. Still moving forward. And to the right. So I'm going to tap left. Maybe too far left. Okay. As you see, I keep counter steering so I don't wreck. I cannot get it to stay in a hovered state. During this time, you see the video, well, the video is frozen. I really wish I could have got the video feed for you guys, but doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Wow, yeah, it's just impossible. It just doesn't want to. It's going up and down, almost into our faces. So, I'm trying. I really am. I'm having the worst time ever. Before the battery dies, I'm trying to hurry up and get a connection on this Wi-Fi for you guys. Okay, I'm almost into a tree. Click yes. Okay, let's get back to the app. Let's click start. Ah, I have video. See the video? And it's glitchy. It's because of the Wi-Fi. As you can see, it's not steady. Can you see the video clearly? In the video there, Brandon? Can you see it clearly? So it's just, yeah, not too good. Before the battery dies, I'm going to try one thing. I'm going to try to do the 360 roll that it says it can do. What else can happen, right? Nothing. No 360 roll, huh? It just won't do it. May also be because the battery is about to die, and I think I'm just going to try to land this thing because I'm tired of moving it left, right, forward, back constantly. So I'm going to push down on the stick and try to bring it back somewhere right around here. Whoa, holy cow, it's just... Okay, I stopped it, that's it. Done. Okay. So, as you can see, that was like... I'm sweating. The drone's pretty much dead. As you can see, the red flashing light. Our video. As you see, it's still got a video feed as the drone is connected, but it is just so choppy. It's not good. I'm trying to get our face. See, if I turn it the other way, towards the other end of the yard, you can see my table maybe, if it comes into view once it decides to. I have to hold the drone up a little bit. Yeah. And as you can see on the controller, there's all these options. There's all these options that you can do all these things with, but I didn't even have time to do that because I'm sitting here trying to get this thing to just stay steady. So, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my Mini 2. When I record that, you're going to see an entire difference. See you in a second. Alright guys, so I shoved that back to the side with that stuff.
My finger's going away.
Alright.
So
the DJI Mini, if you have a nice bulky case, I'm going to take it off. Makes it a lot easier. In my case, it comes with a special DJI plug It actually is different from any other one. It charges the batteries at a faster rate. This here is the DJI controller. Right here is your actual antennas, and it comes with a bunch of different cords that connect to your phone. I had to change mine to C-type because that's what mine is. And you get all kinds of, this is your gimbal right here to make your camera go up or down. These are just bumpers to hold your phone. And then this is for basically taking pictures and recording audio. Basically, depending on what function you're in. If you're in, tap this for photo or tap it for video. And as you also see, you don't see no joysticks here. You know why? They're tucked nice and neat right here. So I'm going to go ahead and take these out and install them. Just like so. And it makes for a nice and easy packing. If you look in the center of the controller, you have normal mode, sport mode, and cinematic. When you're in cinematic mode, it goes at a slow rate. Nice and easy, take good pictures. Normal flight, you can still get some good shots out of it. And then sport is for like if you want to really fly fast and cruise. I always usually keep mine in normal. This button right here, this is a function button. If you tap it, it usually just makes your camera view go straight or straight down. So 90 degrees, this way, that way. Or if you hold it in and push this wheel forward or backward, it will make the zoom on your camera when you're in flight go in or out. And you'll see that here in a little bit when I start flying. So, I'm going to come over here and get my bag with my 3 batteries. They're all fully charged. Now, if you see how I'm storing them kind of backwards. But I'm not shoving them the whole way down. Because if you store it like this, see how that lights up? So that's telling me the battery's full. But if you store it that way, these are LiPo batteries. They will get hot, they can swell, and they have a smart function in them. They're supposed to discharge over a certain amount of time period to keep the life of the battery longer. So when I'm not using them and they're not in use, as you see, there's a groove on the back, and inside the box, you can get a picture there. There's a little groove down in there. You may not see it, but that groove is so that you can fit it in as so. I kind of just give it a little flip and kind of let it sit and give it a little bit of a push. I don't shove it the whole way down in like I've seen some other people. But that's what our first battery is going to be pulled. And out of the past video, I'm going to show you again since I have hands. The back legs will fold under first if you're packing away. And the top fold in. And what I didn't show you other video is a gimbal guard. This protects a very piece of expensive equipment on this drone. So now that that is off, I'll show you. These are your ground sensors. This tells the controller how far you are from the ground. Tells you your distance and height, everything like that. This is your power button, and these are your 4 lights that tell you your battery strength. Obviously I don't have a battery in yet. So I'll go ahead, unfold it as so. Your top comes out first, and then your bottoms kind of turn and fold out that way. Now in the back you have a charging port You can charge the drone with a battery in it here if you would like to. If not, you just do what I do. You plug that right over there, that battery pack, into a Type-C charger with the DJI block, and it'll charge the batteries. So you kind of pull up right down that tab, and that's your battery bay. You go ahead and just slide your battery in until it clicks, and you shut the hatch. So now, to turn the drone on, you're going to push once. Well, actually, I'll show you. Just to see the battery, you'll just push once. If you see all 4 lights are lit up, that's telling me I have 100% charge. To turn it on, I push once and then hold. 1, hold. And the blades do a little bit of a twitch thing. You heard a dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. The gimbal centers itself. And I'm going to let that sit. So the next part is getting the phone hooked up to the controller, which is very simple. I just kind of stick the bottom of my phone right in the grooves, pull it up, and then before I connect to my wire to my phone, and I'll make sure that my phone is turned on, try not to lose the image. You do the same thing with the controller. You push once to see the battery life, just like so, and to turn it on, push once and then hold. Now, when you do that, it'll blink, and as long as the aircraft is in the same mode, it'll pair. And as you see, it just paired with the aircraft. Now, depending on where you're at, the DJI Fly app, this is Android, so there's some extra steps you might have to go through with technical support. You kind of have to download off the website. Some phones are compatible, some aren't. Luckily, I found a way around it, and I was able to download it. So you may need help with that. So now that you're linked, you're going to go ahead and plug in your Type-C from the back of this controller to your phone. And then it should automatically load up my DJI Fly app here in a minute. Sometimes it likes to, sometimes you have to manually do it. See, it's loading that up. And when you first get the drone, you will have to activate it. Not that hard. For me it was, because I didn't understand certain things. I called tech support and got it fixed out. So now, as you can see on the screen, it tells me down here my height from the ground, the distance I am from the drone. I'm standing approximately about 9 feet away from the drone over at the table. This tells me the storage space that is on the SD card in the drone. This is telling me my resolution and frame rate per second. And there's some other settings you can go into if you hit this. This gives you some manual video settings for when you get used to doing a lot of videos. So I'll just go back to auto. Up here tells you your battery percentage. And this right here, as you see, it says 0000. That is basically an estimated flight time once I take off. And it's going to tell me how much time I have until it thinks the battery is going to pretty much die. Next, you see RC. You want to try to keep a direct line of sight. Keep big trees and buildings out of the way between you and the drone. This drone can actually fly roughly about 6 miles or 6 point some miles out. And there's satellites. This system uses OcuSync 2, so it gets your GPS location. And down here in the box, you can actually see it shows where I'm at and in relation to where the drone is. There is an auto takeoff feature, which I technically don't use because I think, and was told, it's bad for the motors. They fire up too fast. Won't use it. There's settings up here. This says I'm in normal mode. If I change it, it will go to sport mode, and it'll say S. So I'll go back to normal. Okay, and then over here is 3 little dots. Click on 3 little dots, and you just go through. You have a return to home altitude. I set it to 288 feet because you want to set it, if you look up, you want to set it above any objects, because if you lose connection with the drone, it's going to automatically return to your home point that you took off from, if you have that in your settings. And you don't want it to fly into trees or houses. So 288, I think, is well enough. You can always update your home point. So if you move and you want to update, you just click and update that. This is the max altitude that you can set it to go up high, your max distance. Sometimes it will ask you to calibrate the compass, and that's pretty easy. It gives you instructions right on the screen. And other information like battery info and Find My Drone, which if the batteries are still on and the drone goes down, it'll show you GPS of where the drone is at. If you go to control, it just shows you your LED lights, gimbal settings, upward gimbal rotation if you want your gimbal to kind of go like up a little bit more forward. And then also you have some other options here like AE lock on. This is something for more when you get down the road getting into it. Now if you just want to get up and fly, I go to auto for anti-flicker. I don't bother with histogram or overexposure warning. I don't bother with none of that. Videos I have on the card now, I don't need no more because I've saved to my phone. So I'm going to go ahead and hit format. What that does is that clears all the files that are on the SD card so that I can start fresh. Because you don't need to keep saving files on the SD card once they're transferred to your phone. You can click auto sync your HD photos. Catch while recording, so it'll go to the app as a backup in case something were to happen. And then there's max video catch capacity. I set mine to auto, so it'll select it for me if there's no room or a certain percentage. Then you have your transmission, dual band, 2.4, 5.8. You can do it manually. I always just leave it on dual band. And then it just tells you about your drone right here, the version, serial number, and whatnot. So, I'm in record mode right now. As you can see, I can switch to photo mode by hitting this button, or back to record mode. And when I'm in flight, all I have to do is tap that button, and then my video will start recording here. And when I am done, I just tap that button on the screen again, and that's it. So what I'm going to do now is to start the motors. You're going to hold these 2 joysticks, and if you can see on the camera, you'll hold them at a downward angle, kind of like this. So and if you looked over there, they've started, and you've heard it say take off. So to take off, I'm just going to give it a little push up. Now look, I am not even holding the controller joysticks, and look at that drone. So pretty much it's kind of just hovering in its place. So let's bring it back a little bit. Now it's above my fire pit, and then I'm just going to give it a push up. So go ahead, take a look up in the sky. Do you see that up there? You see it on the video?
Yep.
Alright, so if you point back down to my camera, that is your camera. It's saying got about roughly 28 minutes. I normally can get about 30 minutes out of a full battery. Satellites, you want to keep at least, I'd say a little bit more than 10 satellites or so. But as long as your satellites are good and it's showing white, you're good. Your RC's in white, that's good. And there's your GPS. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up a little bit higher. And if you see down this section right here, it shows my feet. I'm at 44 feet above. And the drone's roughly about 10 feet from me in either direction. So I'm going to go up a little more. And then I'm going to push this forward. And when I do that and roll that wheel forward, it makes the gimbal look up. When I roll this wheel back, it makes the gimbal look down right at us. So, I'm waving. Hello. Very, very easy. And if you look, I haven't even touched that right stick like I had to do like nuts with the other drone. So, that's how easy it was to just take off and get in the air. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring it down. And while I do, I'm going to kind of look up, because when it gets close to you, you want to make sure that you're not hitting nothing. Especially when you can't see behind you on the video. So I'm going to bring it on down. You're catching in the video right there, see it hovering. Nice and steady. Now, if I push the left stick to the right, the drone spins to the right. And as you've seen in the video, that's what makes it spin and turn. So then the right stick I push forward, makes the drone go forward. If I push left, it banks left. Push right, it banks right. And back, banks back. And if I wanted to go to, let's say, forward and sideways, I just go that way or the diagonal direction, whichever direction. Now, it says it can handle level 5 winds. That's like 20 some mile per hour winds. I've flown it in even higher than that. It pretty much, as you can see, it's not going nowhere. I mean, I can go up a little bit more. The wind shakes a little bit, but the gimbal stays very steady for the video. So now I'm going to go ahead and land the drone. Now, you can do an auto landing feature, which it's not that bad to do. And for some people, they might prefer the auto land. I can land myself. If you want to land manually, you just come down to where it's clear and you hold down. And as you hear it said landing, you hear it beeping. Now, hold this down again. You gotta kind of like hold them out at a way angle and down. Now it says take off. My motors are up. I'm back up again, and I will show you an auto land. So over here, it kind of flashed and kind of might have missed it. It updated the home point because I landed and took off again. Once again, you can set that in your settings at any time. So over here is auto land once you're in the air. You click on that button and it brings up this button. If you're in a safe area, right above where I'm at on the sidewalk, if I hold this button in until it turns all green, if it does not detect anything below it, it will land safely. So, I mean, right there, as you can see, that was so flawlessly easy. Other than that right there. So, I'll add a little video of a drone flight to the end of this, and let me know what you think. I know I got a lot of editing to do for all these videos that I'm going to put together. I think one of the parts was, I was showing you the price and stuff, and I thought I had the camera backwards, and I didn't. And also, part of it was, I was trying to trim it, and I was saying left, but I needed to go the opposite direction. But you get the point. So, alright. Sounds good. I'll see you in a quick second with a flight video, and that will end this my informal informational video, I should call it, as to what drone are best to get for somebody who wants to start flying. Yeah, it has a heavy price tag. You can buy the drone, just the drone itself and one battery and controller for about $499. But it's well worth buying the Flymore combo for $599. I actually got it financed through DJI and got the refresh care package, which gives you one flyaway, which obviously paid deductible if the drone flies away for some reason and you can't find it. And they gave you 2 crash replacements. Obviously, you have to find part of the drone, and it has to be a legitimate reason. But it's still good to have. So, in all, a drone that cost $599 with the extra Flymore combo parts, and I didn't mention, but I will mention, it comes with a bunch of extra blades in the bag. It comes with a screwdriver, all the extra cables, and it comes with complete support, technical support, all year round for your refresh care for the drone. And I'm just going to tell you, if you want to play with those types of drones, be my guest. But I'd rather spend the money all on this and start as a beginner, not wreck, because the drone is not going to just go nuts on you, and you will be able to video beautiful shots and become a professional at it. So I'm done speaking, and just watch this little quick video at the end. I hope you enjoy. Thanks.